Hi, welcome to my second vlog video. My name is Elena Muratova. I'm an Olympian, best-selling author, and happy body coach. I hope you had a nice week. My week was filled with different events, even though we still self-isolate. So firstly, I want to talk to you today about my experience with alcohol. This topic came up because I was reading my textbook in psychology about psychoactive drugs and how they influence our consciousness. And I just remembered my experience with alcohol. I don't drink right now. I mean, I can drink a little bit of beer, but I don't want usually. And I don't like alcohol. I don't like feelings that I get after drinking. But in the past, I drank, and even a few times I had blackouts and I couldn't remember what happened during that period of time. And it wasn't a nice experience. It was a awful hangover, and I just felt terrible. And even not knowing what happened was awful because of course my friends wasn't very nice with this. They started to suggest different, not very pleasant for me options about what happened. So I tried not to repeat that experience again. But in the past, when I was, I don't know, I think I started to drink maybe after I graduated from high school. I didn't do it very often, but and interestingly that I didn't go to different nightclubs or something like this. And I usually drank with my friends just in house, or when we were on the training camps, like after the training camp was over, or there was this tradition after the competition was over, like this in the specific place. One, like the World Cup was over, and we went to some pub with other athletes and just relaxed there. And mostly we just drank and danced and talked to each other. And I quite enjoyed it. And I even didn't care a lot about hangovers that I would experience next day. And that next day we would fly to different country. We would wake up earlier and fly somewhere. And it wouldn't be a nice experience because I would have that hangover and would feel not nice, unwell. But at some reason I needed alcohol because it gave me confidence, it made me more relaxed, and I don't know, just make it easy to talk to other people probably. And with time, something changed in me. I realized that I could communicate with people without alcohol. I mean, in general, I could communicate, but during the party, for example, I realized that I don't want alcohol anymore. Like, I don't need it anymore. And it's interesting. Like before, for example, in the past, I was like, oh, okay, I don't care about tomorrow. I don't care that I need to wake up earlier and go to this long trip to another place in another country and carry all of my baggage and maybe pack my stuff to still. So it's kind of, I don't know, I didn't care about that. I cared more about the fun to have during that evening. But with time, I started to have this feeling that, like, what is the purpose of like drinking? I would feel awful tomorrow. Like, I don't know, it just shifted this way without some effort from me. So firstly, I think it was that this realization that I actually felt unwell after, and realization of those consequences of drinking, excessive drinking. And secondly, I just didn't need alcohol anymore to have fun during the activities in the pub or different fun activities with friends. So I just stopped drinking, and gradually, and I don't know, I don't have this desire anymore. And I think it's good, because after reading that textbook, I realized that it's not nice to drink or use other psychoactive drugs, because they alter our chemistry of our brain, they alter neurotransmitters between our neurons, and just the consequences, the long-term consequences of using drugs, are much worse than this short-term pleasure and satisfaction. So, yeah, this is my story about what was my experience. If you want to share your own experience with alcohol or other drugs, you can leave a comment below this video. It will be interesting to read. Another thing that happened is that I wanted to buy some textbooks. There are so many courses in Kamosan College here in Victoria which I want to take, but I simply don't have time, and I understand that I want to focus on some other specific courses more. And then I discovered that Kamosan College has outlines of all their courses for the past years, and I basically can look at those outlines and see what textbooks the instructor recommended for that class, and what topics they covered during that class, and see if something that I'm interested in. And I create this list of different courses that I really like to learn more about, but I don't have time to take them. And one of them was course in politics. There are a few courses, but actually there is one textbook that covers two courses. And I found this book, used textbook, on the internet, and arranged a meeting with a lady who was selling those books, and also she was selling another book on psychology that I wanted to read. So we arranged the meeting. I came to the meeting so excited and was looking to reading this book about politics. And the reason I actually wanted to learn more about politics, because when we had last election, federal election here in Canada, I felt very unconfident in terms of, like, I just had no idea what the specific party means, what's the agenda, like how all the election system works here in Canada. I can't vote like right now in federal elections, but I hope in a few years, like in the next federal election, I already will be able to vote, and I really want to make this informed decision and exercise my political power that I have. And here, this is Canada Politics, the textbook. I already started to read it, and it's pretty interesting to read. I hope I will enjoy it very much. The first chapter is about democracy mostly, but there are like a lot of information about political parties in Canada, and all necessary stuff I want to know about Canada's politics. So it's great. And another book is the textbook for contemporary issues for Psychology 130 class. It's mostly the most interesting chapter here for me is personality, and what else? Let me see. Oh, developing through the lifespan and psychological disorder. I really want to learn. Oh, they're all so interesting. So we'll see. I still need to finish my other textbooks. I don't read so often. Like, I mean, I don't spend a lot of time on reading these days. So I just move slowly in my readings, and I still have some other books to finish. Not textbook, but other interesting reads that I didn't have time to finish before. So I went there to that place where we were going to meet with that lady, and I was waiting and waiting for like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and she didn't come. And then I tried to, not tried, but I texted her in that specific app for the college that we used. Unfortunately, I didn't think that I had to exchange. It would be a great idea to exchange a phone number with her, so I can call her and contact her, and I didn't have her phone number, so I had to use that app, and at some reason my texts couldn't be delivered at that time, so I had been waiting. And then 15 minutes later, I decided, okay, I just probably will go home. Even so, I was so frustrated that I didn't get my textbooks. And when I was on my way to the car, I decided to stop for a moment and just connect to Wi-Fi, because I don't have Wi-Fi on my cell phone. I need to connect to something, and there was a Starbucks nearby, so I just connected to the Wi-Fi, and voila, my texts were delivered to her, and she answered right away, and she was like, sorry, I totally forgot with all this that going on. And she came in 5 minutes because she lives nearby the place, and I got my textbooks, and I was so excited, and all the frustration was gone. So it was cool to get my books. Even so, it's not a very nice experience to be waiting for somebody who just forgot about the meeting. I was kind of so frustrated. I even called my husband just to share my emotional experience with him, because it's just so helpful sometimes to talk to somebody. Oh, another thing that was so frustrating, and I was so kind of upset and angry that I was filming videos for my YouTube channel, those exercising videos, and my husband helped me, of course, with that. And we filmed first video on the camera, but with different lens, and then I checked them at my laptop, and the quality, something was wrong with the quality. Like, every time I moved, the image wasn't nice, it was kind of distorted, and I felt upset because I had to film all those videos again. So, okay, we decided to film them. I think with a camera with another lens, but that lens requires to be much further from the camera. So we actually had to go outside and filmed the same videos there. But because we were outside and we live near the road, there was very noisy. So I needed to use a mic, and we filmed those videos. And when we came home, it turned out that the sound was awful. Something was wrong with the mic. I don't know, maybe because I moved and sound didn't work. So I basically had to record my voice again and then connect it to the video. And I tried to do it, but it took so much long time. It just was, again, so frustrating because it's difficult to say the same, something the same that you said, that I said on the video. Like, it's so difficult to then connect this to sound and the video together. And then we decided to film a video, those exercising video, on my cell phone, just not using camera anymore. And we did it. Fortunately, I decided to film some other videos that also were on the list. And when I was filming this first vlog, video for the first vlog, I spent like 30 minutes talking to a camera, and then when I checked this video on my laptop, again the quality was so bad. When I moved, again the image was distorted, and I was like, what is happening? Because it's so frustrating. Like, what should I do now? And oh, thanks God, my husband had this great idea. He checked the video on his computer, his desktop computer, and at that moment we realized that the problem wasn't with the camera, the problem was with my laptop. I don't know why, but yeah, it just couldn't show me the normal video. And I realized that it's probably the time to have a new laptop, because that one was very old, like I think 5 years old, and yeah, it became very slow, and again, even couldn't show me video in normal quality. It was very frustrating. And then I realized that, okay, probably the first video that I filmed for first series of exercising videos that I filmed, they actually work. And I didn't have to film all other videos. Oh, okay, so now I have a new laptop, and the process is much faster with editing, and like just working in front of my laptop takes less time. So I'm happy with this. And the one part that I wanted to cover here is that I finally did a little bit of sewing with my sewing machine. My husband bought it for me for my birthday a few years ago, and because I asked him, I really wanted a sewing machine, but since that time I didn't spend a lot of time doing something with the sewing machine, and I really wanted to go back. And this activity is something that I always postpone because there are something else that I need or want to do. And I finally sat down and did a little bit of sewing, just repaired that, like the hole in the crotch in the jeans. And I was very satisfied and got a lot of pleasure from doing that. So I remembered that I really enjoyed it, and I have this course that I signed up for, making patterns and create some dresses and skirts and blouses, but I just started it and never finished. So I really want to keep going with this. So probably, yeah, this weekend I will do something from that course, just to start it again. So that's all that I wanted to talk to you about. If you have any questions, please leave a comment below the video and give me like, subscribe to my channel, and I hope you will have a very nice week. And also don't forget, there is a link below this video so you can subscribe to my newsletter and get all these exclusive materials. Thank you. Bye.